Hello, my name is Dr. De La Luz, and you are joining me for the course General Science 122 Earth and Space Science. And so I want to just give you a little bit of an overview of what we'll be doing and what you will see for this course. So I'm going to start off by sharing the Moodle site for the course, and this is where most of your work is actually going to be completed. And so when we take a look at the course material, what you're going to see is several things at the top, but then you will see the course is broken down by weeks. And so a couple things I want to outline for you. First off, the link to Zoom office hours. I'm going to have office hours every Tuesday and Thursday from 9:15 to 10:15 available so that if you're having questions, you can stop on in. I'll just have the Zoom open, and whenever you would like to stop on in during that time, I'll be there. I'm going to find another time that is in the afternoon so that those that have a class during that particular time slot, you will have an opportunity to visit in another office hours. But if you ever have a particular question, please email me and I'll schedule something that works at your convenience. Secondly, we have a homework site called Chem 21 Labs, in which we're going to engage in homework for this particular course. And so there is a video on how to use that in the how-to video folder. But what we will do is we will practice the material that you're going to be tested on. You'll have a separate login and password for that particular site. And because we are using free text, what we're going to do is charge a small fee for the Chem 21 Labs. It will be open for about the first week or two to access it, but then you will need to pay directly to Chem 21 for that access. We take a look at the syllabi. There are three different texts for the different components within the Earth and Space Science. All of those are linked in the website. If we look at what we're going to be studying, Earth and space, we're going to look at how the Earth is made up, what happens on Earth and the different areas that we live in and that we live on. And then we're going to look at how the Earth is situated within the universe and what the universe looks like. Why this particular course and why these particular topics? This course is really intended to be a preparation for those that are preparing to teach in the K through 12 system. So the topics that are outlined are the ones that are required for us to cover to prepare them. Now, this course is also used as a general science course, which most people actually take this course because you're taking it as a general core science course. But the way and why the topics that we choose and why we organize it this way is really to prepare those teachers for the practice exam and to be ready to teach this material in the K through 12 system. We will start off with a little bit of chemistry in the first unit. For some people, this may be where a lot of angst might come back. We're going to do some problems, and this will be problem based. We will do nothing more in terms of mathematics than add, subtract, multiply, and divide. We're not going to do a heavy treatment in mathematics, but we are going to look at a little bit of chemistry. After that first unit, the second, third, and fourth unit are much, much more conceptual, and a lot of people feel very comfortable with the second, third, and fourth unit. They may not feel as comfortable with the first unit, but we will work through all of that, and I will prepare you for the examinations that you'll see. If you take a look at what we will be graded on, we will have three 50-minute tests and a final, so 4 exams complete in this course. Those will be exams that are given and they will be online. They will be timed. You will see a randomized set of questions for the first attempt that you do, and you will see what your score is at the end. If you're unsatisfied with that score, you'll be able to take the exam a second time, and it will be a set of new questions, but I will take the highest of the two scores for your exam in each unit. The attendance is looking at and engaging in the recordings of the lecture material, and I'll show you that in a moment. Homework's worth 25%, and laboratory activities are worth 25%. I grade on a straight A, B, C scale. I do not use plus and minus. If I go back to the course, what you'll see is a how-to. This is really important about the general questions that I've seen coming from my classes in previous times. So what I've done is I've created videos to help you through some of the those questions that I see most often. And so how to make sure that you engage in the interactive videos, which are your lectures, how to engage in the Moodle labs, how to look at videos on your computer if you're having trouble, a little bit of ways to do Chem 21 homework, and how to take pictures with your phone of work that you're going to complete and convert them into Adobe PDF so that I can grade. Now, what you're going to see is a unit's worth of material. And so right now, the first unit is worth 4 weeks of material. And so it's broken down on what you need to do each week. If you open up this first week, so what do you need to complete by January 17th? That's the end of the first week. Well, first of all, you have some notes, and the notes are given in as PDF form. And what you're going to find is I tend to say a lot more things than what are on the slides that you're going to see in the presentations. So having a printout of what's written presented on the PowerPoints allows you to fill in the details that I'm going to give you outside of those PowerPoints, and so it's interactive. The periodic table and common ions or things that I might give you would be good to print up and have, because they're going to be used sometime during the first unit to help you do problems and prepare. In the lectures here, the Bishop book, I edited the part of the chapter that is engaged in this first part of the material. And then you will have something called an H5P, and it says Chapter 1, Part 1, Introduction of Atoms. This is a lecture that has been broken up into 7 minutes and 10 seconds. And what's going to happen is you're going to be able to watch that lecture. And what will happen as you go through the lecture, I'll introduce concepts, and then there'll be a quiz. It'll be a multiple choice question. Now, here's the good thing. You will have an unlimited number of choices to answer that question. And what my goal is for you is to engage in what I have just taught you and try to practice or apply that knowledge. And you will not be able to proceed to the next part of the video until you get the answer right. But if there are 4 questions, I hope that your first attempt, because you understand what's going on, you'll get the right answer. But if you don't, you get to try again and try again. And once you've completed that question and you know what the right answer is, you can go on. And so there'll be multiple questions within each lecture that you'll have to finish. Now, very important, at the end of that lecture, there will be a last question in which you will need to submit the work that you've done up to that point. This submission is actually the attendance portion and will actually submit the grade for that activity. You cannot fast forward through these videos, and you can rewind only 10 seconds. So you'll have to engage in that. And you'll work through all of the material. And then what I will do, especially in this first unit, is then stop and say, okay, at this point in time, we are looking at, after part 5, if you go to the homework in Chem 21, you should be able to complete questions 1 through 8 because we've covered that topic. And so I want you to go at that moment in time and practice questions 1 through 8. All right, then you'll go on to the next portion. There's a text that you could read. There are more videos to watch. And then it says, okay, at this point, you can do questions 9 through 14. And so you can go through and complete this. Now, it's intended that you work through these pieces of the puzzle in order because they are organized that way. At the end of that week, you start on the next week, and we have more material, more questions, and then it tells you what due date the homework is due. And I have it up in the top, and I have it here. Homework 1 is due on the 20th of January. And that will be the last time that you can submit things on Chem 21. I want you to engage in that and practice all of that material at that moment in time. You will then move on to the next portion of the material and make sure that you answer all of the questions in the chapters um, so that you can get full credit for your homework. If by chance you're having problems trying to do the homework, I want to see you through email or so that we can set up a Zoom meeting. And so I can walk you through and teach you the portions of the um, concepts that you may be having trouble with that you might not have gotten in the lectures. Now, one thing about the lectures, because you cannot fast forward through them, what happens if you need to really go back to a certain part in the video that you really need some help on? Well, what I have done is at the end, there is a folder that has the full videos. And so all of chapter 1 in unit 1, you can open that link and you can scroll through that entire video back and forth and find the place very quickly so that you don't have to rewatch an entire video to get to that portion of the material that you needed a question about. And so you will work through each of these, and I will try to keep you updated about how you're progressing through the semester so that you know if you're on track. As we come to it, the exam is due on the February 8th. All of the material, the homeworks will have due dates in which it'll stop and start doing or accepting work. All of the material that is really intended to be done before you take the exam, because this is all to prepare you. So all of the videos, all of that interaction, all the homework should be done. And then on February 8th, you'll be asked to take the exam. Now, I'll give you a little bit of an introduction about what you can do and how I want you to prepare. I give you some material that you can use while you are going to do this exam, and then you will click on the exam to actually take it. Once that exam is over, usually on the 9th of February, what I'll do is I'll close all of Unit 1 so that won't be accessible and open up Unit 2 so that you'll only have a active unit open at any one time so that you can focus on the work that you need to do. All right, what will make us successful? Communication. I will try to update you on where you are throughout the semester. But what I need you to do is if you are having trouble understanding the material or doing the homework, I need you to reach out to me. I'll work and try to get back to you as quickly as possible through email. And most of the time, I'd really like to try to schedule sometime that we can interact. If you can come to the office hours, that's great. If I have to do something that is individual, that is perfectly acceptable. But I want to engage you in this material and I want you to be successful. And so, again, welcome to the semester. There's a bit of work that we're going to do, but we're breaking it down into doable pieces. And I hope that by the end of this particular semester that you will have learned something about our Earth and the space around us, and that you will have worked through this material to be successful. And I really want us all to be successful. Thank you.